when I used to see those crazy cold exposure videos on the internet a few years ago, I used to think to myself, this is fucking impossible. Like, I cannot even turn on the shower on cold for 10 seconds without, screaming around and jumping in the shower. And these people are doing these crazy things. They must be like from another planet, bro. But then after 4 years of daily cold exposure, I actually became one of those crazy people. And I can tell you that none of us started with those extreme things. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to actually start with cold exposure, how to actually stick with it. And if you want, you can get into the extreme things, but you don't really need to get to extreme things to get all the fucking amazing benefits of cold exposure. So first things first, what are these benefits of cold exposure? Why should you even consider it, right? To be really honest, there are literally too many. Like, I literally cannot count them in this video. I'm just going to share with you the ones that have had the biggest impact on my life. And the first one is the crazy amount of energy and motivation that you get. Now, this is actually backed by science. When you get out of that cold shower, you get such a crazy energy that you want to run up and down a mountain 5 times. And that is because you're going to literally 2.5x your dopamine. So normally, let's say you have 100% dopamine, right? After your cold shower, you have 250%, and not only for just 5 minutes, but for the entire day. And if you want to find the proof, there are actually studies that you can find on the internet exactly about this. So you literally get a crazy level of energy and motivation. The second thing I've seen on myself is that I'm literally not sick anymore. Like yesterday, I was hiking on a mountain. It was 2,300 meters, and it was probably 5 degrees, maximum 10 degrees. And I was walking in shorts and a t-shirt, and everyone was like in jacket and everything. And I've seen that I can do this now all the fucking time. In winter, I'm mostly in shirts and t-shirt, and I don't get sick because my immune system is so fucking strong because of cold exposure. Now, the third thing I've seen is crazy, is the amount of discipline and mental toughness that you build. And this is actually also backed by science, because studies show that there is a part in your brain, I don't remember exactly how it's called or where it sits, but it is basically responsible for doing hard things. So every single time you do something that you don't really want to do, like going to the gym, taking that cold shower, saying that thing that you wanted to say, approaching that person, doing that hard thing, right? You are going to grow that part of your brain. And the bigger it becomes, the easier it gets to do hard things. And that's the beauty behind of it. And cold exposure, let's be honest, is one of those things that no one really wants to do even after years, bro. When I see that cold shower, I think to myself, I don't really want to do it. And and still, when I do it, I'm training myself to be disciplined and to do things that I don't want to be doing. And because I can train that ability, it actually becomes easier and easier and easier in all parts of my life. Another added benefit is obviously that you don't feel the cold so much because you're actually getting used to it. And that's why I can go around in shirt and t-shirt in winter, and I feel the cold. It's not that your cells are dead and they don't feel the cold, but I'm not cold inside. And so it's kind of like when you enter the sauna, right? At the beginning, you feel the heat, but you're not yet overheating, and so you're not feeling warm. And the same thing goes with cold exposure. I feel the cold, but I can stay outside a very long time without feeling cold because I am actually able to create heat better and better and better. So my body has basically adapted to that. Now, another amazing benefit is the kind of relaxation you get. Obviously, you're going to feel crazy energy and motivation, but you're going to feel more relaxed throughout the day. And that is because of 2 main reasons. The first one is because you're training yourself to stay relaxed in stressful situations. And so if you train yourself to stay relaxed where you don't want to stay in it, your body's screaming like, get out of it, you learn to stay calm. You're going to be able to translate that ability in other parts of your life. And the other way in which you're actually getting more relaxed is that you're training your heart and you're making everything for your heart easier. When you do cold exposure, your blood vessels are basically going to constrict themselves and dilate themselves afterwards. And by doing so, you're training them and you're making basically the job of your heart way easier. That's why through consistent cold exposure, your heart rate will go down and therefore your heart will be more relaxed and you will feel more relaxed. Now there are a ton of other benefits, for example, that by having more blood circulating in your body, you will also have faster recovery or more gains in the gym, more endurance. But I don't want to overwhelm you with all of these benefits. I think these ones are the ones I've seen on myself had the biggest impact on my life. But how do you actually start, and actually stick to cold exposure? Well, it's very simple. There are 5 rules that I followed that got me to stick to it for more than 4 years, and I think I will never stop. So the first one is to start small. Do you think I started cold exposure with, taking a 10-minute ice bath at minus 20 degrees? No, I didn't. Do you think that Wim Hof started with his 2-hour legendary ice bath? No, he didn't. And I can tell you from personal experience, all of the people who do cold exposure, they start small. Because otherwise, just like in the gym, you cannot start with 2-hour workouts. You're going to overwhelm yourself and you're going to give up. So don't see it as a thing of ego, right? If right now you feel like, I want to stay for 5 minutes in the cold shower, bro, chill down. It's a long-term game. So don't take it with ego. Take it with humility. Start small. Start with 30 seconds. If you can't, start with 10 seconds. If you don't want to just take cold shower, do it at the end of your warm shower. So it's about starting small. It is crucial, bro. Many people get their ego involved and that's why they give up too soon. But just be humble, be wise, and you will be able to stick to cold exposure way longer. So start with 30 seconds and every week add a few seconds, maybe 20, 30 seconds, or every day just add 1, 2, 3, 5 seconds. And within a few weeks, maybe a month or two, you will get to 2 to 3 minutes, and that's perfect. You really don't need more than that. The second rule was to create my ritual. This has really made things easier, because if you think to yourself, well, I'm going to do cold exposure when I feel like it, right? When I feel motivated or hyped to do it, I'm gonna tell you the truth, you're probably going to never do it in your entire life, because you never really want to do it. Maybe after a sauna, okay, but the point is to do it daily, consistently, especially when you don't want to do it, right? And so what has really helped me out was to create a kind of ritual, to know exactly when and where every single day I would be doing my cold exposure. And for me, it was in the morning, after 20-30 minutes after waking up, because first of all, I've seen that it really gives me crazy energy, so I want to have that in the morning, not in the evening. And secondly, because cold exposure is actually not amazing for your gains. You should do your cold shower at least 6 hours before or 6 hours after your workouts if you want to maximize your gains. If you don't really care about maximizing your strength and muscle gains, then you can do your cold exposure even after your workouts. So creating a ritual is crucial, bro. Make sure that you make it part of your routine. The third rule that is really crucial is don't look at others, right? When you see those videos on the internet, you see people just getting into that crazy cold ice bath, just chill, bro. They're just as if they were not feeling anything. And you're like, bro, what the hell? When I get in that shower, I'm there, I want to jump around, I feel like screaming around. So don't look at others. Don't look at others, bro. Because I can tell you the truth, none of us who seems to do those crazy things actually wants to do them. But the key here is not to do it when you want to do it, but it's to do it especially when you don't feel like it. That's when you know that you're actually taking a good cold exposure. And as said, don't look at others, because it looks like we all feel like we want to get into that cold shower, we are hyped for it, which on one side is true, right? But on the other side, we all feel that and hear that voice telling us, I don't want that cold shower. And so if you compare yourself to others on the internet, you feel like, bro, these people are doing crazy things, and it seems like they're like calm as fuck. Like, how is that possible? I remember I watched a video from Wim Hof, and that really changed my perspective on it, because he was doing it since, I don't know how many years, probably decades and decades of cold exposure. And he said in one of his videos, every single time I still don't want to get in it. Still don't want to get in it, bro. And that really changed my perspective on it. So Forget about what other people do. If you want to scream, if you want to jump around, if you want to make noises, bro, do it, bro. Don't care. Rule number 4, and this is very crucial, is to learn to calm down. Now, that is probably the most powerful thing you can do while you're taking that cold exposure, because I know your body is screaming. It's like, get the shit out of here. Get out of here, bro. It's screaming. I want to get out of here. But if you're able to actually learn to calm down and stay chill in that situation, to basically tell your body, bro, everything is fine, chill. You breathe deeply, you focus on calming down, on, breathing slowly out, and with time you're going to get better at it. That's when you are going to learn to stay chilled in it. And when you actually learn to do that, that's when you are actually going to see that you're going to be able to do that in other parts of your life, in other stressful situations. Also, you're going to be able to learn to create the heat. Now, this is a topic for another video. But when you're actually calm and relaxed, that's when you can actually learn to basically create the heat, and that's how you can actually stay longer in that cold exposure without feeling cold inside, right? So that's an ability that I would highly recommend you to train. And bro, the best way to train it is literally in the cold shower or in that ice bath. And the rule number 5 is to make it part of your identity and of your habits. Now, if you're just taking a cold shower every now and then, you're not going to make it part of your identity. But the really key trick, if you want to stick to it for a long time and really make it a habit, is to make it part of your new life, to make it part of your routine, of your lifestyle, of the way you see yourself. So just tell yourself, I am someone who takes daily cold exposure. Like, make it part of your identity. Another trick that has really helped me out a lot was to track. So every single day, I basically have my habit tracker where I tick out the habits that I've done throughout the day. And one of them is my cold exposure. So by doing that, you're going to see with time, if you stick to it, that you're actually building the habit, that you're becoming really someone who's doing it every single day. Even though you know that you don't want to do it, you still put that cold shower on and you still get in it and you still take it. And that's when you're going to actually build the identity. So the key is to do it even if you don't feel like it, even if you just take it for 5 seconds, right? You want to stick to it. Even in winter, right? I know it's hard. If you have to take it at the end of your warm shower, even if just for 10 seconds, do it. It's better than, not doing it at all. So to build the identity, do whatever it takes to make sure that you actually do it every day, if that's your goal, right? If that's what you want to do, obviously. And to tick it off and to make it part of your new identity. That's how you ensure that you're actually going to stick for it for years, bro, without even thinking about giving up. Because right now it's part of me. It's literally, I cannot see myself not doing it anymore. So this was literally how I started out and how I could actually stick to cold exposure for more than 4 years now, and how it got me to actually become one of those crazy people who does those crazy things. And yeah, it's really amazing when you get to that level. Like, it's such a banger habit, to be really honest. So many benefits. It's all about starting out the right way and then learning to stick to it with these 5 rules. That's literally it, bro. So if you have any further questions, you can basically write them down in the comments down below, or you can actually book a totally free coaching call if you want my personal help with anything, in your life for free. As said, you have the link in the description down below. So really hope this video helped you out. If you did, and if you liked it, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe to not miss on my future videos. I wish you all the best, bro, and hopefully see you very soon. Ciao.